the new perspective and the silver linings thing. I'm telling you, dude, like I thought about it this week. So you know how I was all gung-ho, just trade everybody, fuck it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I took the time to think about it because we have to talk about it immediately after, like you pointed out before, when we do post-game shows. And I thought, you know what, DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic aren't going to be bad for this rebuild, I guess. They're two vets that try hard. DeMar's not going to want to – I mean, is DeMar going to go chase a ring? I don't know. I'm not sure. But he tries hard. Vooch, you know, he's been an all-star. He tries hard. You know, Kobe's not making a ton of money. You know, he's on a little slump right now as well. You know, it's not like there's a budding star in the wings. I guess a superstar, I should say, because I think Kobe White could be a star. You know, I feel all right now. I feel all right.
I feel like you're lying to me trying to lie to yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see why you'd say that, but no, you're wrong. I have told myself.
Well, we spent like 50 games just DEFCON 5, and now you've got half a week of not having to record 2 games in a post game. One, which was a good victory against a hot New Orleans Pelicans team, and then one, which was the second worst loss of the year, which was only probably worse than the first loss to the Pistons, where Zach put up 51 and we still didn't win the game.
It's a step program, man. Haven't you ever seen that shit? Yeah, it's like you admit you got to admit that there's something wrong, and you have to accept. I'm in acceptance right now. I've already hit anger. I mean, I don't know what order my steps went in.
I think your steps are all out of order, and I think you're hitting denial at like step 5 instead of step 1. You've already hit acceptance, and that's supposed to come like after denial, because like you get over what you're denying. Like, this team is trash. Well, we got over that like way early in the season, and now you're back in to like stage 1 of the grieving process, which is denial, because you're saying that you don't think that this team is trash. And
so I'm borderline psychotic. That's what they did to me. Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah.
That's what they did it to me. I used to be normal. Go back and watch old episodes of this show. I used to be somewhat. No, still no. Oh, that's
no. Now you're a liar.
All right, we're gonna get off. We'll see everybody later. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. I guess a little bit. Fuck. I'm not even gonna.
No, I mean, are you wrong in the sense that they dug themselves so far into this hole that their best bet is to kind of just keep throwing mediocrity at this mediocre roster? Yeah, I mean, I guess something's got to shake one way or another.
Oh well, again tonight. Yeah, was tonight a fun game? Sure it was. Double overtime win. They come out, they were down, they almost lose the game after having a lead. They lose the lead. Cleveland goes ahead. They come back in the fourth. They do.
Billy asks DeMar to take a 3-point game tying shot again, and likely we get a foul call.
I'll tell you something right now. That was the biggest play. I know we're not trying to do a post game, but that was the most puzzling thing of the night for me.
He does it every single time.
No, Billy Donovan not calling a timeout at the half court line when DeMar almost lost that ball. Oh. And trying to reset, because I mean, if these guys giving you a reason to have fucking trust in them after losing the ball, to let them still run out a play as the clock is running down, not a shot clock, the game fucking clock, and he's got 2 timeouts and he didn't burn it. I'm like, what the fuck, Billy? Like, you know what? I usually try not to give him a ton of shit because he doesn't have a great roster, and the premier players on the roster are all, you know, there's $82 million on the bench tonight. You know, Lonzo and Zach aren't there, I don't think. But Pat Williams, Torrey Craig, and Alex Caruso are on the bench. And then, you know, Zach and Lonzo are off doing Los Angeles things.
Close to like $90 million.
That's fucking. Anyway, so like it's not
Caruso's birthday though, so it's okay.
I'm glad they got a win for AC. AC deserves the win. You know who was in the building last night? The GOAT.
Kirk.
Fucking Kirk. Yeah, see, I can see why you say I was psychotic earlier. Now, it's because like your face was like, yeah, you knew right away because you know I'm a moron that it was Kirk Heinrich. But yeah, he was there. I mean, and then
I was gonna say Joakim Noah, but when you said GOAT, it gave it away.
Well, he's one of them. I would call him a GOAT too. I'd call him a GOAT.
Noah's definitely a Bulls GOAT.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. But back to tonight, I was more excited watching the young guys get in, Goose, because like if we're gonna have this style roster, I'd rather like seeing the young guys come in and compete. Is that it's more of a pleasurable watch, right?
If that's the clarity that you're alluding to, is that is that moments like this for somebody like OB or a couple of the moments that we had from Phillips tonight are more important. That if this franchise and coaching staff from top to bottom are going to accept the reality of this roster and be tryhards on the surface, but accept and push this developmental movement of this younger talent behind the scenes, cool. By all means, if you're stealing minutes for these guys, and obviously we haven't seen OB play much outside of garbage time this year, and he starts in overtime. So
both assignments in overtime too.
Definitely a different level of trust. I don't know where it came from, as you were pointing out. As
I'll tell you exactly where I think it came from, and not the level of trust, the level of, I want to say, fuck itness. I have to do something different because Dalen Terry played 9 minutes. He was not giving you anything, nothing. Terry Taylor, okay, whatever. Javon Carter tonight, dude. Like, this guy isn't this bad. Like, he's not. He is not this bad. He look. Go back and watch Milwaukee film. There is no way. I know he plays next to Giannis there, but
he plays next to Giannis there, and when you give somebody consistent opportunity, you can't call a dude's number once every 10 games and expect him to do what he did in a consistent role for a championship contending team. You've put him on this roster. You've buried him on this roster. Coming into the season, we knew we were too guard heavy, and luckily Kobe and Io have both made their contracts look like steals, and have really been the only saving grace for Acme so far this season in terms of sticking with the plan and continuity and bringing back the same roster, because just about every other piece has declined in production, from DeMar to Vooch to Zach not even playing basketball this year, all across the board. I don't think he's getting enough consistent play. I don't think Javon Carter's that bad. But I think when you sit down and you don't have to work for that long, and then somebody goes, hey, go do your job, you're like, oh.
I love how you said that, because I agree to a certain extent. So where I'm lost now is when you forget the basic fundamentals of the fucking game.
Oh, like a layup?
Like the layup that he kicked. No one's there. Your team's down. No one's there. Get the 2 fucking points in there. Okay, get back on defense and fucking hustle. And hey, they did that all night too. They had 74 fucking rebounds tonight. The Bulls had 74 rebounds tonight.
So 39 for the Cavs, correct?
That is, yes, that is correct. Cavs had 37 assists. The Bulls only had 29. But listen, I'm not going to talk about the Detroit game. They fucking, actually we are, because it's a weekly show now. We'll get into that in a minute. But what a rebound game. And OB getting the minutes that he got and doing what he did off the bench. He had 27 fucking minutes, dude. He had a couple big
Torrey Craig's out. Obviously, Caruso is out.
Well, that's why Billy, I think, put in OB, is because Javon Carter looked like dog shit. Dalen Terry couldn't do it. And
we're on a back-to-back. So you had to steal minutes for somebody.
Right.
And OB came out and he actually played hard on both ends and provided a skill that we don't really have, which is floor spacing.
Yeah, I mean, he hit 2 threes out of 2 attempts. He hit his 2 free throws in a pretty, not a big moment. The game was kind of iced, but still, you got to put points on the board at the end of overtime just to cushion that lead, and he did that. He went 3 for 4 tonight. He's a plus 13 in the plus minus. He was only behind Kobe White in that category. He had 10 points and 6 boards.
So, wow, Kobe struggled as mightily as he did from the field, 5 of 20.
He was unbelievable defensively.
Plus minus.
Yeah, he was unbelievable defensively tonight. Garland had a hard time out with him. But he had a hard time with Garland. But when he was switched on to Mitchell too, I felt like Kobe stayed ahead of him. And like I was telling you before we came on the air, I felt like OB stayed in front of Mitchell real well because he struggled tonight as well. I guess I shouldn't really say struggle. He was 5 for 13. He was 4 for 9 from downtown. He had 19 points. He really turned it on in the overtime.
Just the lack of attempts there, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, Cavs got a very interesting conundrum there because their team did seem to play better when Garland and Mobley were out.
That's very true. But and
when you're getting out rebounded the way that they just got out rebounded,
which is so surprising.
With Jared Allen and Mobley on the floor together, that's kind of bizarre.
11 and 4 for Jared Allen. He only had 4 boards. 34 minutes for him.
Didn't Drummond have 25 boards?
26. He had 17 points, 26 boards.
The Cavs had 13 total more rebounds than DeAndre Drummond.
Him and fucking Vooch he had 3 blocks. Vooch had 5 blocks. The whole starting lineup recorded a block. Okay. They did. The whole fucking starting lineup recorded a block.
That is definitely a fun stat.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool stat.
And Kobe still flirted with a triple-double despite the fact that he
12 assists.
Shot so poorly from the field.
Yeah, but he was effective elsewhere with the shot not working. I mean, we have seen Kobe White's offensive output.
Because Roy Williams was in the building. And usually when Roy Williams is in the building, Kobe goes off on a scorcher.
The Kobe White is being targeted now. And
that's definitely the case.
The defense on Kobe White is a lot different now. When he used to move without the ball, he'd come off screens clean.
I feel like most of the night I saw Isaac Okoro with Kobe as his primary.
And that's a bitch because Okoro, that's Okoro's thing. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's Okoro's thing, and the fact that he's actually become a viable offensive option makes me hate the fact that we drafted Patrick Williams even more. But that's another topic.
Remember when people were doing dunks on you about that?
Yes.
Yeah. How quickly things fucking change, huh?
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
I'd like to have Isaac Okoro about now.
I'd like to have Tyrese Halliburton right about now.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.